In this true story, I'm sure you have your own opinions. Some people might feel sympathy for Peter, while others may believe he brought it upon himself due to his own foolishness. Consider how his experienced cave diver friends advised him to hold onto the safety line at all times for his own protection. Yet, he ignored their advice and ventured off on his own, not once, but 3 times. Experienced cave divers will acknowledge that his actions were reckless. Regardless, it's a tragic way to die, and it's not a fate you would wish on your worst enemy. Peter Verhulsel was invited by his friends to join them on a cave diving adventure in the Sterkfontein Caves in South Africa on September 29, 1984. The purpose of this dive was to determine the depth of one of the lake's Milner Hall. At age 29, Peter was the least experienced in the group. He was an experienced caver, but not an experienced cave diver. There was no permanently installed line, but they were laying their own line. Before they began, his friends laid down some crucial rules: stick together and always hold on to the lifeline. In the twisting, turning underwater world of the caves, getting lost was dangerously easy. Imagine the caves, big, dark, and full of tunnels going in all sorts of directions. When they started diving, Peter's eyes were full of wonder. He was so curious about everything, but this curiosity got him into trouble. They set off, all of them holding onto the safety line. The first time Peter let go of the safety line, it was a spur-of-the-moment decision to explore a small side tunnel. His friends were worried and were a bit annoyed, but quickly pulled him back, reminding him of the importance of staying together for safety. The second time, Peter's curiosity was even stronger. He swam away again to explore another tunnel. This time, his friends were more than annoyed. They found him and pulled him back, telling him he couldn't do this again. It's too dangerous, especially given his lack of experience. They can stray away a little, but they were experienced cave divers. But the third time, Peter couldn't resist. He went off yet again, deeper into the caves. His friends searched desperately, their frustration now mixed with a growing fear for his safety. Imagine how frustrated and angry they were, likely in total disbelief that he had disappeared for the third time. I'm not a cave diver, but perhaps you are, or you know people who are. Surely, it's hard to believe that a grown man would wander off 3 times. Unfortunately, this third time turned out to be his last. Now consider Peter, alone in the dark, cold cave. Initially, he felt a surge of excitement, but it quickly turned to deep anxiety upon realizing he was lost. He couldn't find his way back. He discovered a small inlet and climbed onto it. He wouldn't drown now, but he didn't have enough air to find his way out of the cave. His only option was to wait for help. I'm sure he regretted not heeding his friend's advice. Now, it was too late. His only hope lay in his friends finding him. Peter's friends attempted to find him but were running low on air themselves. They then contacted rescue workers. Meanwhile, Peter waited for hours, eventually succumbing to exhaustion and falling asleep. When he awoke, he found himself still alone. He was sitting in a pitch-black tunnel with nothing to do but wait. In the following days and weeks, police, divers, and rescuers searched extensively for him, coming heartbreakingly close to his location, within 118 feet 36 meters, as he waited on the small sandy inlet. He most likely heard them, but by this time, he was starving and was too weak and hallucinating. What a terrible, lonely way to die. Even if he shouted, the divers submerged in water wouldn't be able to hear him, so they passed by unknowingly. In time, the search operation was suspended. After 6 weeks, a group of explorers excavating rock in a subsystem broke through to the very cave where Peter was. To their amazement, they first noticed footprints in the sand. Surprised, they wondered why there would be footprints there, as they were on their own mission and not searching for Peter. Then, they found his body lying on the sandy island. The scene they encountered was tragic. By this time, his body had become skeletal. They also discovered a message. Using his finger in the moist sand, he had written his final goodbyes, expressing his love for his wife and mother. The autopsy revealed that Peter died of starvation around the 3-week mark. What a horrible way to die, slow and agonizing. It's heartbreaking, especially knowing that no one else is to blame but yourself. Here on the end screen, we have a story about 3 friends who accidentally jumped into boiling water at Yellowstone National Park. After watching this, I'm sure you'll have your own perspective. Until next time, bye for now.